All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are right now. Welcome to Gunners from All Corners, the show where we say Arsenal in multiple different accents. We're still waiting for a couple of people to join us, but in the meantime, we have a star-studded lineup already with Steven from England. How's you, my friend?
I'm okay. I'm doing okay. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean,
Trying to
we
avoid
just
Arteta.
Dude, don't. Yeah, I mean, Steven and I just did. Please, when you're done with this, go check the stream that we just finished on his channel. It was like some really strong stuff. I don't want to talk about it right now because it is sad. So do check it out, please, because it's important. We should all like strive to help. Bargav from Orlando, Florida. How are you, my man?
Good, good. It's a great summer day.
Yeah, is it
Yeah.
sunny where you are right now?
Yeah, it's pretty sunny.
Yeah, yesterday I felt so awkward because I was talking to Caio and Steven. One's in England, the other one's in São Paulo. My weather in Rio was shit, and it seemed that both of them had some sun. Like it looked quite good. So I was really frustrated. That's not the natural order of things. Caio, my man, from São
It's a
Paulo,
change.
Brazil.
Hello, thanks for having me again. It's cold here, really. It's not as good as I would like to be, but the weather will get better, I
What's the
hope.
temperature?
Something like 15 degrees.
That's not cold. That's not cold. That's
15, dude.
that's
15
For
for me is
Brazilian
freezing.
standard,
Yeah,
That's
that's
barbecue
cold.
weather.
you gotta
That
respect the
looks like a
South,
chilly,
dude.
windy
It's a
day.
different reality.
Look,
What?
when I start taking the 15, I start taking that 15 degrees. I'll just have the shirt on. That means it's definitely not cold.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So when it's 5 to 10 degrees, then you'll know about it.
No,
Yo.
10 degrees, I would not be here. I would be in my bed.
Oh yeah, no, dude. 10 degrees. It's like glove, hoodie, everything, the whole bit weather for me.
Don't ever
Like,
come to
that's-
England.
dude. I mean, I've spent some time in the U.S. I've faced like tough colds in there as well. But I am Brazilian. I know I don't necessarily look it, but I am. And in Rio, dude, 15 degrees. That's crazy for us already. São Paulo's a little further down south, so wait, yeah, that's right, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's it's slightly colder. It's slightly colder.
You get
But
those
anyway,
days. You get those
Hmm.
days where it's like rainy and like sunny at the same time.
Yeah. No, here in Sao
Rainbows, you
Paulo,
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
They're not.
it's like raining, but then it's like it's extremely sunny at the same time.
It's not common, but it's happened.
I wouldn't say extremely sunny, but I would say that it's common in São Paulo to have some rain with warm weather, not cold weather. So something like 25 degrees, 30 degrees, and raining.
As
It's,
Hammond
it's
support
kind of common.
2008, I remember that.
Oh, that's not cool.
No,
Really?
I was crapping myself.
And it was the summer during November, December. It's already close to the summer, so it's even more,
Couldn't
more
stay dry
common.
for that race, could you? You just had to make it nervy.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are really interested in knowing what the weather is like where we are right now. It's very important business. But I do want to talk about Arsenal, and this time we're doing something slightly different because we do have specific topics that I want to touch on. And the first one would like simply be to go through the latest rumors that were mainly transfer rumors. So the latest stories related to Arsenal, because there's a couple of things going on. The goalkeeper situation, the midfield, a little less on the defense, but there's some talk about that as well. So yeah, what do you guys reckon? We go one by one, and you guys each give us your thoughts. That's probably a good way to go, right?
Yes.
Right. Should be said, Caio helped me out a lot in the format that this show is going to be taking. So I'm going to start with, we have Beyond the Post from India here.
Nice.
How are you, Nitesh?
I just woke up like half an hour ago, even though it's like 11 p.m. at night. I
You
slept
have
up. I slept after like 30 hours and I woke up like at night.
You have weird hours, my man, but I respect it. I respect it. I respect the struggle. But I'm gonna start with Caio, and well, the one thing that a lot of people seem to be talking about lately is the possible coming of Onana to Arsenal. Because
Yes.
I gotta be honest, I knew I saw a couple of things where it was possible that Leno wanted to leave, and but I didn't really think the goalkeeper position would be something we'd be addressing this summer. Like it can make sense if we sell Leno and we like permanently get Matt Ryan and get Onana for less money than just one sale. Sure, it makes sense, but it's not something I was expecting. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think it's going to be happening? Do you think it's smart business?
I don't really like Leno, but I wouldn't go for the transfer unless the amounts of money being spoken were correct. So
Yeah.
if we are able to sell Leno for let's say 20 million, and we are able to bring Onana for something like 7, 8 million, that's what the rumors are about.
Yeah.
And also, if Onana is able to play from August onwards, because he's not able to play right now because the
He's
anti-doping. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
banned.
12 months for a
So
doping violation.
and there are a lot of factors that
Yeah.
need to go right for me to accept this deal. But I don't like Leno at all. I think that he's not very good with his feet.
No, he sucks.
Also lately, the one thing that I always thought Leno was good was his shot stopping ability. But lately he's let us down a lot. So I would really consider to change him. But
Yeah.
as I said, there are a lot of factors that need to go right for this transfer to make sense, let's say.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's I think the hearing soon, and the best case scenario is that he comes back to the field in October. Actually, so if we do get that business done, we'd have to stick with Matt Ryan for 2 months of the
Yeah.
regular season time.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
before I go to anyone else, King Saeed, my brother, it's been a long time. How are you?
I'm good, Charlie. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Where are you talking from right now?
I'm in the garden, actually. That's why I'm a bit late. I was doing some barbecue. Took a bit
Okay.
longer than expected.
I mean, I should have been more specific. That's good to know. But like, what city are you talking from right now?
Oh,
'Cause
I'm in Coventry. Sorry.
oh, all right, sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah.
It
All
told
right,
you 15
perfect.
degrees barbecue weather.
Yeah,
Coventry.
Yep.
I'll send you some.
Yep.
Yeah. I was born in
Probably good. Sorry.
All right.
I was born in Sweden. I've lived in Gambia as well. That's where my parents are from, but I'm now in UK.
Well, there you go. If I ever need to do one stream with just one guy, I can do with King Saeed because he's from all corners himself. Like it's the whole show in one person.
Yeah, I was just gonna add probably Carlo Ancelotti will join you for the barbecue after screwing Everton.
That's a good one.
I wanna
I know.
I
He was
wanna
like, I'm not up for this anymore. I'm going back to Madrid, man.
So I want to know, well, while I get to these comments, does anyone disagree with what Caio said? Does anyone like Leno and want to keep him? Does anyone think it's stupid to go for Onana because it's so uncertain? I want to hear an opposing opinion here.
I don't get
Steven?
why we're going for a keeper that's banned. Why can't we go for a keeper that's not banned? Why have we got to get a keeper and sit here for 3 months and sit there and go, well, we've got to part Matt Ryan. Why does Matt Ryan gets injured in the first 3 games? What we do then? Play Runnison? Why can't we just get a keeper that's got no bloody problems? Why has we got to have a problem with it all the time? Fuck.
It's Arsenal.
Honestly,
Every keeper has
every
some problem.
transfer- every transfer has just got to be something there that's a problem, and then it turns out during the season to be a massive problem. So why can't we just buy someone who's just good and doesn't have any issues? Why has it got to have something that's got something on the sidelines, or something that we've got to do whilst We wait for him to come back, right? And a doping allegation. Whoa. I'm sorry. I don't like anyone who does doping violations. Thank you. Right? I don't like anyone who cheats.
Okay.
Nah, I don't.
He
I
took
don't
his
think.
wife's medication by mistake. I mean,
Yeah,
how much?
Yeah.
You
I
can't tell
think.
that though.
Does
No.
anyone have an answer for Steven? Because I know why
What I
Arsenal
would
would be going
say
for him.
is
Yeah.
that he hasn't used anything that would enhance his training, so I wouldn't call it cheating. It's not like he's taking steroids or
But why does he get
taking
banned then?
muscle bros. He's get banned because he's used a substance that is not legally to use it.
Is this
He
like,
took he,
kind of like
he,
how like Nasri got
I
banned?
think
he took
if
his
I
wife's
recall,
medicine
yeah, I
for
think he had like an allergy reaction or something or
Yeah.
asthma. There was something stupid, but it wasn't anything big,
No, yeah.
and it wasn't anything for his training. I just
He's
want
not
to
a
make
cheat.
Yeah,
And
Yeah, but why is he then banned then? Surely that would
if-
be
if someone-
information that we put in the.
because it's tough for
in the
people
sentence.
to like open like do exceptions, because it's just simpler to do, like you have this substance, you're banned, but he's gonna try to get it for a
Yeah,
shorter
I doubt
time,
he'll
because
switch to a drug at the minute.
depending on how the hearing goes, he's gonna come back either in October or in February. And just answering
he's
your
been
question,
banned. He's
what?
been banned for 12 months. It said he's banned for 12 months. He's not back till February.
He's got another hearing coming where he's gonna
back
try to
no,
show.
he's back to February. He's banned to February.
Yeah, but he's got a hearing coming where he's gonna try to reduce it till October. That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm
That's what I
saying.
said. I've
if
looked
it
at
was
it.
me,
What?
if it was me personally, what I would have done is I would tell Leno, stay for a year. We do like a 1 year extension. The next year,
Yeah.
we'll sell you 100%. You can go to any club
That's
that you want. And then if you really believe in this Onana, you take him in when his suspension is over. That's what I would have done. Well, I agree with Steven. It's a bit
Yeah.
too risky to start the season with just Ryan and Brunnerson, because every game counts, and I don't want to be outside the top four in October just because we made a
And
risky
plus-
decision.
and plus what I will say is that one, the BBC doesn't say that there was another hearing to come about here. Two, even if there is another hearing, what if it's all rejected and said no, you banned anyway? What would we do then?
Yeah,
We're
but
taking a gamble. Why are we taking gambles? We're not in a position at the minute to take gambles. I'm fed up of taking gambles.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
just do
disagree.
things
I don't
right.
disagree with that. There are so many keepers out there. Why do we need to get one who has a ban? And
Thank you.
yeah, I don't disagree with that. We can even get Chesney back. I don't mind.
No,
Like-
no.
Why not?
No. No.
Chesney was benching Allison at Roma.
Yeah, it was. He's been good actually since he's gone to Italy. But I agree. Maybe we need. I don't know. I don't like buying players that played for us before. Never turns out well, unless it is a legend like Thierry Henry, and it's not. I don't want them back. Really.
No, but-
there was a
but
reason why they
honestly-
left.
Yeah.
I get
That
what
makes
you're
sense.
saying, but honestly, Chesney was an Arsenal fan, and like the only reason he has gone is because of that Wenger kind of debacle that happened between him smoking and not smoking, and then his form had dropped at that point of time. But look at the defense that was in front of him at that point of time; it was so bad. If there is an organized defense in front of him, he can do better things, like he did at Juventus, winning them the league. So I think Chesney just needs like a bit of confidence, and he will be available on a free if I'm not wrong. So we can always sign him rather than. I know, Steven. I know your favorite goalkeeper will be Kepa, who will say no to the manager and manager out. But I understand that. But what I'm trying to say is, Chesney is a good option. Matt Ryan and Chesney can probably interchange the first team position as well.
Just,
I was
Kepa was so bad that
Kepa's a prick.
They had to register Peter Cech again.
Yo,
I'm just
guys.
saying.
Then again, Chesney is a thing of the past. Move on, right? This guy, I'm sorry, I'm not taking another risk with this guy, right? And plus, if you've been doing smoking all that and you got chucked out, well, I'm sorry, that's your chance gone at Arsenal. You get one chance, remember? That's what I used to remember Arsenal. You get one chance. You fuck it up, you're gone. End of.
Tell that
All right,
to Matthew Flamini. Tell that to Matthew Flamini.
Yeah, that's why we started getting soft.
guys, one at a time. I wanna hear everyone on this matter, but just like guys,
Sorry.
I don't know why it's so hard to understand why Arsenal would go to Onana. It's very simple, actually. It's a goalkeeper that a couple months ago was valued at around what, like 30, 35, 40, and because of a really silly mistake, now he's worth less than 10. And Arsenal's looking to make money because we can literally sell Leno. I'm not saying we should do it, just giving you guys the fact. We could sell Leno for like 20, 25 plus. We can get Matt Ryan for what? Like how much would he cost? Like 7, something like that. No, Nana for more or less the same thing. We've made a profit by bringing in 2 keepers and selling 1. When arguably Onana, yes, it's a risk, but there's also a chance that he's going to be better than Leno. So, and Chesney's a good shout as well. You know, it's Arsenal's not going to go after a block or anything like that. So we gotta keep being astute. Go ahead, Caio. I want to go to Bargav because I haven't heard him yet. But go ahead, Caio.
Go to Bargav. I can say what I have to
No, but
say later.
No. I think was it about Onana?
Yes. All the reports that we have right now say clearly that Arsenal will only go for the transfer if the hearing reduces Onana's ban time. If not, then we will stay with Leno. And Matt Ryan will come for free also. So actually, we're talking about making 12 grand on this deal.
12 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, by selling
could-
Leno and spending 10.
I mean 12 mil.
Yeah, 12 mil. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I get ripped off here.
Oh. Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Mate, if his sentence is reduced till October and he costs like 7-8 million, dude, I don't think we're being dumb whatsoever. It's a little risky, but I think it's quite astute, actually, if I'm being honest.
It actually depends on whether you rate Onana or not. If you rate him, this 10 million can be a steal, because once he is back, and if he's back and regularly keeping, he's going to be a good asset to the team, because obviously he's going to be better than Leno. And the thing is, if you don't rate him, then no matter what his price, even if it is £1 million, you won't buy him.
Yeah, that's a very blatant way of seeing things. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Yeah. Bargav, do you have something to add on this topic?
It's a goalkeeper. Just get somebody that doesn't allow goals and is not heard. That's it.
That's very, very, very practical thinking there, buddy. Very practical thinking. I mean, for Arsenal, it's clear that Arteta, once again, he wants to copy Pep, and he wants someone that can play with his feet. So that's the biggest issue I have with Leno. I know he's very inconsistent, but every now and then he does look like a really good shot stopper. I actually have no idea if Onana's good with his feet or not. If someone can let me know if he is.
He's very good with his feet. Both.
Yep.
Both
left to right. Long passes. He's very much like Ederson. I know that's very, I don't know, it's too much of a quality difference to say, but because Ederson is the best one. But the pass selection from Onana is very close to Ederson's.
Yeah, he's actually better than Mendy. If that incident hadn't happened, Chelsea would have signed him. And the other thing is, the only thing he's not good at is with his medication. But rest of it, I think he's good at.
Just a quick question. How is he in the air? Because I hear a lot about he's good with his feet. We know that Premier League is very physical, and one of the things that we liked about Martinez was that he was very commanding in the air, and he took everything from corners. How is Onana on that aspect?
He looks to be a big bloke. I haven't seen enough to say he's got nice physicality. I think. CP, are you watching? You watch everything. Does anyone know how strong of a man Onana is? Like how big of a presence he is?
I know good with Martinez was.
He from what I've seen in the Champions League and other competitions, he does look good in the air. I mean, at least I guess the feeling he's better than Leno in that sense as well. If our comparison has to be with respect to Leno, he's better than Leno in every aspect. The only thing is that he hasn't made it to the Premier League yet, and whether that pressure will get to him. Like, look at what happened to Kepa. Like, Kepa transformed from the costliest keeper in the world to the costliest joke in the world. So if that kind of thing happens with Onana, then there is no solution to that, like performing under pressure. But overall, what I've seen is he's better than Leno. Now, this ban, how it impacts his career and his capability in front of goal will be seen as well. Because when you're out of touch and you don't play professional football for, like, say, 6 months or 12 months, it does have an impact on your mentality and on a lot of things. Like, training is one thing, but playing regular professional football is another thing. So let's see if it doesn't have any kind of major impact on his football, and he's like he has that thrive and that rush to come back and make an impact. I think he should do well. But if it like seriously hampers him mentally and physically, then I think there could be a problem there.
Fair enough. What do you want to add, Stephen? Because I want to move on to different rumors.
I just want to add this thing about Leno, right? Everyone's slating him now.
Mm-hmm.
The last 2 seasons, if it weren't for some of his saves, we'd be in a relegation zone right now.
Perhaps so.
He easily
Perhaps
relegated. I will just point that out. Yes, he is making mistakes. I'm not denying that. But please, can stop people actually cussing him out as a really bad keeper, right? Because he is a very good shot stopper, right? And could be an asset to any other team. So, right, he may not be good at his feet. He may have made some silly mistakes, but he's made some really important saves this season as well as last season. But for him and some other players in his team, we'd be in a relegation zone and we'd be fighting relegation right now. So I will say that.
Leno, cuss. But Marley, you may remember that I put him in my top 5 of the season. So even though I'm saying Onana is better, I know that he's better, but Leno has done his part for us again this season.
Yeah, no. For me, and I'm sure even Caillou, who said he doesn't like Leno, he's probably gonna agree with this. By the way, someone
say
if you can mute yourself.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
but Caillou's most likely gonna agree with me, even though he's not a huge fan of Leno's. He's one of those players. By the way, most Arsenal players fit into the category. It's if the price is right, we sell. That's simply it. That's simply it, right? It's the same situation with Xhaka. I know we all hate Xhaka, but we can't just sell him for 2 million because we gotta replace him because he has been starting
I won't
for
pay
us.
2 million.
So calm down. So with the Leno thing, it's the same. Like I'd be okay with him in goal. Like I was expecting to see him in goal. But if we actually manage to make money by bringing in 2 keepers and selling him, one of the keepers being more promising than he is, might be a no-brainer, guys. This guy Mino here, by the way, thank you for the support, my man. He's showing a lot of support here. And before I go to any rumors, like more solid rumors, he had this comment here. What are your guys' thoughts on that? I had not heard the Mahrez link lately, but I did hear the Sterling one. I think it's crazy. I don't understand. I'm not saying I wouldn't get him. I'd take him at Arsenal, dude. Come on. I know he's not fantastic, but he'd definitely help us out. I'm just saying, like, why would he come to Arsenal right now?
If we have to get this. If we have to get Sterling deal done, we need to get it done before the Euros. Because if he has a good Euros, price goes way up. The price goes way up. If that Euros is a good tournament for him. No, I'm seriously telling you, Manchester City will increase the price from what it is currently if he has a good Euros. If he doesn't have a good Euros, it could still go down. But I would like, if we are serious about buying Sterling, so we should get it done right now. We shouldn't wait for the Euros to happen.
Before Steven completely shits on what you just said, I'm gonna. I mean, I see what you're saying. I understand, but what are the chances that England's gonna do well enough for someone to get their values up? It's unlikely. It's not very often that happens. Go ahead, Steven. Try to be nice.
First, I've been watching England for years. It never happens. 2, but we've got 2 words: Gareth Southgate, and then the last word is England. Never happens. So nah. We got a guy who plays 3 DMs, right? for England. It's not happening. He could have as good years as he want. He ain't increasing his price. Trust me. I'll be gobsmacked. Sterling, pounds. His sterling is going to be below the actual value of pound sterling.
Bargav.
Yeah.
Bargav. Because I haven't heard you a lot today. So, like, what would you take Sterling for? How much would you take Sterling? Like, what's the ceiling of the money spent on him for you? And
I think he's.
do you think
I
there's
think he's.
anything
I
on
think he's
this?
worth at least 30 million.
Oh no, like he's gonna cost more than that. Like, what's the most you would pay for Sterling?
Bargav, Sterling doesn't play at Norwich.
Yeah, but I mean, if Granit Xhaka's going for like 20, I can imagine that guy.
He's miles better than Xhaka. Stop putting him in some comparison.
Guys, you can't
How much-
blame
wait, how
Bargav.
much
You
do you guys
can't blame
value him?
Bargav for trying to go for a bargain.
Yeah, like I mean, I would love. I think he's gonna be worth like at least 60 then, based on what you guys just said.
Yeah. Would
Yes,
you
would be.
pay that? Would you pay that? Given
Absolutely not. I don't think
No.
Sterling's that good.
that, all right, that's fair
We-
enough. I don't think. I mean, I take
we can
Sterling.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
We can
Go ahead.
We can
I
give
like
Man
his
City
speed.
Eddie Nketiah.
I like his speed, but I don't think he can. I don't think he has.
Yeah.
For me, I'd prefer like a Mahrez type, honestly, personally.
I'd rather Mahrez.
I'd rather
Oh,
Mahrez. than
Mahrez.
like
I love
Sterling.
Mahrez.
I think I'd rather Mahrez as well. What are your thoughts on that, Kingside? Would you take him at Arsenal at that price, or like just what's the situation for you? Do you believe that rumor, by the way? Because I don't even believe the rumor, if I'm being honest.
If I'm honest, I don't believe any of the rumors. I don't see why Raheem Sterling, he's 26 years old, except this season, he's been exceptional for Man City. He's been competing for the league every year. He's been winning the league. He's been far in Champions League. Why would he
Who's he
trade
gonna
that to
replace
come
him for though? That's what I don't get.
to why would he replace that to come to Arsenal? And with Morris as well, I reckon Morris would. I could see Morris do a move to a PSG or something like that, but to Arsenal, nah. I think if we wanted Sterling or Morris, that should have been before they came to City. I think that's too
I
late.
honestly,
And
do you know what it is? Sorry, I'm sorry. Do you know what it is? And yeah, the problem I find with it is that these are one of the rumors that get us like YouTubers to make videos. You know what I mean? It's literally us to make a photo. Oh my God, Mars is coming, and about 2 minutes later, it's completely false.
Yeah.
Right? It's not happening, man. It's not happening.
Why would
rubbish.
we even think about Mahrez? I don't get that rumor because we have our right wing is loaded. Where will Mahrez play? So that rumor doesn't make sense. But I think Sterling one does make sense because we would want to have a first team left winger who will regularly play there. If you remember, we were linked with the likes of Zaha and more. But rather than if there is an option having like a player like Sterling, or maybe getting a central guy like a winger come central guy like Ezzy, I would take him instead. But
That's
the thing
not
is,
our main issue.
I think
No,
no, but we will need one.
I think he wants like Sterling because Arteta was more influential in Sterling's life in that sense. Development.
Bhargav, your voice is very low.
Yeah, it is.
My bad. So supposedly like Arteta is more influential. Arteta played more of a role in like Sterling's development. So in that sense, they probably want him for that reason.
I think one of the major factors that could like the reason Sterling is being linked is because you have seen that stat big chances created this season have been at a very low overall. So I know Sterling's finishing is crap. Like he's one of my worst rated finishers right now in the Premier League. But the thing is, I think those chances created, he can multiply those by at least like make them the double. If he creates like those many chances for us, it could become from maybe say I think it was around 40 to 80 in one season. So I think that is why Sterling is being linked, and the fact that the whole Arteta improved him thing that has to go around the media forever and ever. So that is why this story is coming out. But I wouldn't mind taking him. But I would. I don't think we'll spend that much money directly on a player. From going to considering a Grealish deal to considering a Sterling deal, I think that will be kind of a major drop. Like maybe you can say maybe a 30% drop in our expectations.
Yeah, it's I see the value in bringing Sterling. It's exactly what you just said. It's just the figure that's probably going to take to bring him. It's not going to be worth it. because we have much more important positions that we need to address before this.
This is the last we need to address.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, 6 people watching right now. If you can smash that like, subscribe if you haven't yet, share, do what you can to help us out, guys. We appreciate every single
We
support.
haven't even mentioned Arteta yet, so keep going.
And we're not going to. I don't know who that is. Anthony, my cousin, is here. How are you, mate?
Not too bad, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I want you to be the first one to talk about. This is something that we were obviously going to touch on at some point as well. Buendia, he does seem to be the, like, if we're going to be buying a cam, or at least like loaning in someone, because if it is Odegaard, there's a chance that we're gonna loan him again, right? But it does look like it's one of the two. Right? Like I haven't seen any other names linked with us lately. So what are your thoughts on that? Do you have a preferred one over the two? Do you think Buendia is going to come? Do you think he would come to Arsenal? Like what are your thoughts in general?
To be honest with you, the Odegaard, I won't bother loaning him back. Even if Arsenal has got the option of that, is to me that's just pointless. From that guy at Norwich, he's a good player, but he's in a different league. He's in a championship, as we know. I know he's got Premier League experience, but I don't think he'd be the right person. To be honest with you, I personally would give it to Smith Rowe. I think he's young, he's good, he's brilliant, he's one for the future, and I think he should cement his place in the team. Really, Smith Rowe. He'll come on leaps and bounds. As for the other one, I think the Sterling and Morris one, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not. It's not.
That's not going to happen at all. Yeah. So,
they're not. I don't see them going to Tottenham either. By the way, just making that very clear. I don't see this one happening.
Why would they want to?
No, yeah, I don't. I wouldn't get that.
Let's basically sign you off saying I don't want to win anything anymore.
Nah, that's rubbish.
Yeah.
Get him going to Tottenham.
But
yeah,
Anthony, your point is fair, and it could be a little harsh on Smith Rowe to try to replace him right now, but he can't be alone, and I mean this is probably going to end up being a Willock discussion, because I'm assuming he'd be your replacement for Smith Rowe, and I don't think that's wise. I'd be selling him right now. Steven, you apparently you want to talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel with Smith Rowe.
I'll just one sec, Stephen. I'll just be back in 10 minutes. I got a delivery, so I'll be back. Take care.
Sounds good.
You've got Arteta's port with P45. Sorry. Sorry. By the way, Anthony, I love the way you say Odegaard. He sounds like an anti-deodorant. But what I will say is that with Buendia, I don't think it's to replace Smith Rowe. He needs someone there. Right? You can't look at Smith Rowe at the minute. He's a kid. Right? He's not built up. He's not that guy who's built up ready to take the Premier League for 38, 50 odd games a season. He's there. Like you saw with Xhaka as well. Look how long he's been playing, and look how dead he was at the end of the season. He was shit for the rest of this at the end of the season because he's been overplayed. So it's the same with Smith Rowe. They were overplayed. That's why these players weren't good at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Right. So he needs someone there, and we've gotten if Odegaard's going, which I'm not fussed about because I didn't really rate the guy, to be honest. He was meant to be this big star, but wasn't for me. Didn't make a huge impression. But I think with Buendia, he's already built. He's played 46 games in a championship, which is more games obviously in the than the Premier League, or in the domestic cups as well. So he knows how to tackle how long it takes over a season. So, and Smith Rowe can learn off him as well, because he's been experienced. He's been there, he's done it. So, for me, he's not there to replace Smith Rowe. He's there to help him.
Yeah. All right.
And it's be interesting how Arteta manages that situation. He needs to manage that right. He needs to get that right.
All right, fair enough. So you prefer Buendia. It seems that you take him. Caio, do you have a preference in the whole Odegaard Buendia conversation? And on top of that, do you think Buendia is going to be coming to Arsenal this transfer window?
Well, it seems that he will be coming if we do not manage to sign Odegaard, right? Because that's what has been said, the rumors. But I would rather get Buendia also. I think that he's more like a transition player, while Odegaard is a final third player, and the Premier
Yeah.
League so much movement. So I think that Buendia would add more to us. It's more like Smith Rowe. I agree with Steven that Smith Rowe could be rested if we had Buendia, and can also learn a lot. So I would rather Buendia also.
All right, all right.
Yeah, the values of the transfer, they do worry me, because I don't think that Buendia is worth something like 55, 60 million. I don't know how much Norwich will ask for the player, but if we can make the deal happen for, I don't know, 40, 45 max, I would go for Buendia, yes.
I was about to ask you that. That's as far as you'd go, like 45 million.
I think so. I don't know. I think so. Odegaard also. If we were to go for Odegaard, I would not like to buy him for, I don't know, 50 million.
No, no, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably be a little stricter than you. I think the most I would spend this position right now is like, yeah, 40. It's pretty close to what you. Yeah, I was gonna say 30, and I was like, oh, what's an extra 10? Does anyone disagree with any of that? Does anyone think we should be spending more money than we just spoke of? And does anyone prefer Odegaard? Because I don't think I've heard anyone that prefers Odegaard over Buendia here.
Yeah, I think I can go in there. For me, honestly, I think that what this season has shown that we definitely have lacked creativity, and we cannot just rely on Smith Rowe. I think
Mhm.
it's not even fair for him. We have to understand these guys, they're youngsters. We can't put too much pressure on them. We've done that before with Jack Wilshere, done that with Aaron Ramsey, Theo Walcott, Chamberlain. There's so many examples where we over relied on young players, and they haven't turned out to be what they were supposed to be. So I think we have to look at that aspect and definitely get attacking midfielder, preferably a number 10 that can also float out on the wings if it's necessary. So I do think Buendia is a good option. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched him this season, so I can't tell much. I can just look at his stats, but I'm not sure how good he really is. And if we are willing to spend like 50 million on Odegaard, why not go for someone like Madison, who is Premier League proven, and would probably go for 50 or 60 mil, and it's for me
Be a
much
little
better
over
than
that.
Odegaard.
I think Leicester would be up in their price to just want a trophy as well. So I don't
Yeah,
think I think Madison's way out of reach.
he'd cost
Now,
more.
just
And why would
for
Madison
me,
want to go?
like,
Why would Madison want to go? He's got European football.
yeah, it's true. But for me, like, if we are going to, for me, spending 50 million on Odegaard is nonsense.
No.
No,
I would,
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I would
I
not mind Odegaard staying. By the way, I like him. I think you guys are harsh on him.
yeah,
I'd keep him
I agree with
happily.
you.
I
I
don't think
think he
he's
was
there.
unlucky as well. I think
Yeah.
he was doing well, and then he got injured when he was away with Norway, and then he came back, and this
Yeah.
fraud of a manager kept playing him. Why would you play someone when they're injured? And the fact that he's been injured, he didn't play a lot at Real. I think we haven't seen the best from Odegaard yet, and I think his potential is very high. But I wouldn't spend. I would loan him for a year if it is Odegaard, honestly.
Caio, you were gonna say something.
Yeah, no, I think I need to clarify myself regarding Odegaard, because it's not that I don't rate the player. I think that he's good. But being a final third player, Arsenal doesn't have the technical security and the quality to progress the play to the final third and take the play to the opponent. So what is the use for Odegaard if we cannot establish ourselves in the opponent field. I think that Buendia adds more for our style right now because we need to have transition players, fast players, strong players. And Buendia, if you look some of his highlights at Norwich this season, he's very much a transition player and very creative also. And his finishing is also better than Odegaard's, even though Odegaard's did score some goals this season.
Tottenham.
It should be said before I move on. It should be said that Arsenal's probably looking to fix that as well with Bissouma, with a better right back, right? So it's we're not just planning with what we had last season. We got to plan with what we want to have as well. But fair play to all of you guys. Does anyone have a different opinion? Because I don't think so. I think we're all in agreement.
Yeah,
here.
I think Odegaard is trash.
Wow, trash.
Whoa,
Yeah,
come on.
I mean, how many watch longs have I been in this year, where we were looking for him to do anything, and you said he was like there was only 2 good games he had this year.
No,
Yeah, I
he's had
think
more than
he's-
2 good
2.
games.
Yeah, I
But
don't think he's
Anyway,
trash.
let me continue. I
It's
think
not trash.
let me finish it. I think I agree with the point what Kyle just said. What he said was like we need to build off from the back. So I think our top priority is a center mid right now, right? You'd say that's our biggest priority. And once we get that, we have a Cam in Smith Rowe. We'll see where he develops. I think we can save our money for now and fix the other portions like right back and other things and invest really well in those things. And then maybe next year we can go for a great Cam.
That's a very fair assessment.
I think getting Buendia actually we don't need another Cam after that.
No, Buendia is nice, by the way. Buendia is nice.
I don't think we need to, no, but after that, I don't think we need to get Buendia after another Cam. I think he can make it in the Prem. Honestly, he's that good.
Yeah.
Who?
Buendia.
I've seen him.
hands down.
I've seen him.
I'm excited.
I've seen him play for Norwich. I mean,
Steven's gone to the stadium. Steven's gone to the local stadium before to watch him.
I used to drive past the stadium. Yeah, I used to drive past it. Yeah, I live in Norfolk Suffolk border. My nearest hospital is in Norwich, so I'd go to Norwich quite often, and I've got a mate who supports Norwich, so I watch Norwich football. He's fucking brilliant. I'm sorry,
He's really good. He's really good. I think Caio, he made it to the Argentina squad, didn't he? He made it to the Argentina squad.
I think so. What do you think about Max Aarons, Steven? Max Aarons, what do you think about it?
Oh, the Max Aarons as well. There's reasons why, even though he's in the Championship, Bayern Munich want him. There is a reason. He is amazing. Right? This guy, how has he not been picked up by a Premier League team after they got relegated? That is a crime. That is a crime. He should have stayed in the Premier League.
I retract my previous statement on Odegaard, though.
I think the reason why
sorry.
no Premier League team bought Aaron is because, except of all the Premier League teams have a good right back. We're the only one who doesn't.
With Aarons is Bayern Munich want him. If we go in for Max Aarons, all Bayern Munich have to do, here goes an offer. Max Aarons is like, yeah, okay, I'll go there. They've got Champions League football. They could win the Champions League with him. What we can do, we can only give him Premier League football.
No, there are 2 things. One, he's not going to be played regularly at Bayern, and 2, I don't think he will.
He's that
no,
good.
he won't. He won't.
Good. He's that
he
good.
won't be played. No, he won't.
Steven, they got Pavard, they got Kimmich. I don't think he'd be playing every game.
Many games this season Bayern played with Sully because Pavard was not playing good, and also Kimmich is playing as center mid.
Pavard was injured.
Yeah, he plays
Pavard was injured.
He plays the DM.
Guys, I'm gonna try to get to the right back situation.
Yeah.
I don't think I've heard many rumors recently. I've heard the rumors of Bellerin going to Real Betis. I don't think we need to discuss that because everyone wants him gone. I think his mom wants him gone from Arsenal. So I just quickly I'm gonna go slightly off topic because this is not a rumor, but I figured if she's asking a question, we should address it because she's the queen of Arsenal, Miss Mel.
Yes.
Thoughts on Saka being selected for the Euros?
Absolutely.
Good.
100%.
We're all buzzing. We're all buzzing.
One of our best player of the season.
Best player of the season.
Worst
in my opinion.
Worst thing that could happen to Arsenal.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I say it?
This
Even
is
though
what I
he's
said.
not Arsenal.
No.
Even though
This
he's
is
not
what I
Arsenal.
said at the end of the season when there was nothing left to play for. I was saying to him, everyone, give Saka a rest. He's going to go to the Euros. I knew he was going to get selected for the Euros. I wanted the manager to rest him. Right? Give him a break. And he never gave him a break all the way up to the last game of the season. We've got nothing else to play for. What's the point? Just give him a rest. And now he's going to have to go to Euros. He's already shattered. He's going to
No,
get more tired than that season. He probably crap for that season, for that Euros, though.
No, that's not the reason I'm saying that. The first thing is he's not going to start in the Euros, first of all. He's just going to be sitting there. This is just going to be like a tour for you, free tour, free holiday package. Come visit us kind of thing for him. And he's just going to go with the team. He's not going to play there. He'll barely probably come on as a substitute. But the reason I am saying this is because even the traveling and everything, even if you're not playing, going around with the team, some will say it is good for the morale. But when a player needs rest and he needs to be at home, it rather than having just being part of this squad, I would prefer him to be at home and resting and just coming back after like maybe say 15 odd days and getting back to full training. The other thing is, some would say that okay, maybe if some of the players don't perform, like a Sterling doesn't perform, this means that Saka could play for England in the World Cup that is coming up. I agree with that, but the thing is, if Gareth Southgate rates him and the likes of Greenwood that highly, then they should be starting games in the Euros as well. At least once maybe the group stage is probably wrapped up by England, then I think these guys should be getting a game, because some of the youngsters perform with more flair than some of the first team players. So I think right now with the form that Sterling is in, I think he deserves to be dropped from that first team.
No. There's a problem. No, he won't drop Sterling for Saka. He plays Saka as a left back in England.
No, I'm just saying examples of Sterling.
Guys, we don't need to get into the whole. We don't need to get into the national team. But King Said, I'll go right after I finish. I'll go to you. But I just want to say, I get everything you guys are saying, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. Y'all are a bunch of selfish assholes. Like, Saka is our best player. He deserves to be in the national team, and that's what a professional player seeks. Man. Sure, we got to think selfishly for our team, but it's just that he deserves
England not going to win Euros, are they?
No, they're not. But dude, Saka deserves to be in the national team. Like, he's been our best player. He deserves
England
to
is
be
right
here,
now. England is right now in the top 4 with respect to maybe, I guess, seeding. So I think there is a chance they can, but they need to step up. That's their problem. They don't step up. But that is why I was saying. No, that is why I'm saying that some of these youngsters will have more flair and more fire than maybe some of these guys who are already in the team. Like, drop a Raheem Sterling from the first team, and maybe he may suddenly feel that okay, insecure about his place and start firing like all guns blazing. So the thing is, I think some of these youngsters have more talent right now and should be played. But I know it's Gareth Southgate. He's going to rank up the guys who have been the veterans, and he will be playing those.
Yeah. King Said, did you have something to add? I cut you before.
Yeah, 2 things. First of all, congratulations to Bukayo Saka. I think it's a great achievement as a 19-year-old to get into that squad, especially if you look at they have players like Jadon Sancho, Phil Foden, Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford. England's probably attacking wingers is probably the best they ever had in history. I can't remember they having so many good wingers at one time.
It's fair.
I did as a Arsenal fans, I didn't want him to be picked because for me, he's had a very intense 15, 16 months. He's gone from never played a senior game to become a starter as an 18-year-old and play week in, week out. And he's barely had any rest. And we could see the past 2-3 months that his form has dipped, not because he's no good, because he's just tired. You can see he looked so shattered. And Mikel refused to rest him. I don't know why. And yeah, it's true. He probably won't get that many minutes, but he will still have to be there. He will still have to train hard. He will still have to train like he's going to play, and he will still have to travel with the team. But hopefully he won't get injured. And that's the best we can hope for.
That's the main thing as well. If he's tired,
congrats to Saka, but it's a great experience for him. I mean, he's gonna get some experience at the least, so let him have fun.
For sure,
You
for
And I
never
think,
sure.
know, and
and as a
it'll
I'm
left
just
definitely
wing
improve
back,
his game.
as a
It
left
will
wing
improve his
back,
game, and
look.
he'd be absolutely fantastic. I mean, look at Wayne Rooney and Michael Owen when they started off playing for England. You know, they were both like 18. You know,
Yeah,
so in all fairness, why not Saka? You know,
but then to be
he's a brilliant player. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He that it will it just improve his game. And in all
and Anthony,
fairness,
to
he
be
gets so many caps underneath his belt. So
yeah, to be fair though, and look, don't get me wrong, absolutely fair play to him, and he deserves his place, right? And Mr. B, I just saw your comment. Don't even go there.
and
Just,
also
I
don't
would
forget.
sorry. I was just gonna say is that it's great for him. It'll give him the experience he needs, but for me, looking at it, looking at it as an England fan, we're not going to win. We're not going to win Euros. We never do, right? So, for me as an Arsenal fan, I'm just worried that because he's tired already. Injury. It's so easy to pick up an injury, and plus the thing is about it may do him the experience a lot of good, but then we thought that with Walcott when he got selected at 17, 16. But what happened to
16.
him?
yeah,
Walcott did okay for us, but
Yeah, but no, but look what happened to him. He was never the same player, to be
look,
honest.
Yeah, but it's
also,
not because of the national team though. It's just
yeah,
like
No, I just
some
think he was way
players
too early though. He got
start
that
off
experience
well
way
and
too early.
look. I mean, don't forget, like the Euros are in England this year, so you guys are gonna be in full force and having fun. I mean, anything can happen when you're the home nation.
Yeah, but to be fair, we fought that in '96 and we had a really good squad and we still didn't win thanks to Germany.
Right. Well, let's move on from that. It was supposed to be just a
Yeah,
quick asterisk there because I want to talk about the rumors, and just to save time, I want to talk about the midfielder situation as a whole.
Zuma.
Right now, it's looking promising that Bissouma is going to be joining us. If you guys have any idea how much that looks like it's going to be costing, for Nketiah as well, right? So we're going to be using him to lower the price a little bit. I'll get you, Steven,
Yeah,
just
because
naming everything right away.
I just did a piece on it.
Yeah, and it seems that Xhaka is leaving. That surprises me a lot. And yeah, I want to hear your guys' thoughts on these two possibilities. If you believe they're going to happen, if you want them to happen. I think Steven's going to give us like more or less the numbers, right? So it's going to be a better conversation.
Yeah.
And I want to know what you guys would do with the whole situation in the midfield because it's a tricky one, right? Like we have Willock that we might sell. It seems like Guendouzi is going to be sold. I don't think Torreira is going to stay. A lot of people want to see the back of El Neni as well. So like that leaves us with Partey. So we gotta. I mean, we can pull up Miguel Aziz. That means we have to bring at least two more players. Like I want to hear you guys, but let's start with Steven.
Right. The whole Bissouma deal. It's between us and Liverpool mainly. And I did this on the back pages yesterday, so go check that out. Which is back for another window. And yeah, basically it's between Arsenal and Liverpool. Arsenal have been handed a transfer boost because we got Eddie Nketiah as part of the swap deal. But we will have to pay something like an extra 30 mil rather than 40 mil, which is what they want. They want to pay 40 mil, but because we're giving Nketiah, it'd be bound about 30 mil, something like that. Liverpool want him, but they're not going to offer anything for him apart from money. So and the director from Brighton said if they're looking as part of a swap deal, that's a benefit for us. We can then use that in Nketiah well, whilst also investing in other areas. So everything looks towards if he's going to go anywhere, it's going to be Arsenal. But I would like everything. I don't jump up and down and said he's coming right until he's signed on the contract. So, but that's how it looks. In terms of Xhaka, Jose Mourinho has already stated he doesn't want anything more than 10 million for Xhaka. We want 20, but he said he's not going to pay anything more than 10. I don't care. You could tie up his contract and send him on his way. I don't care. Right, Xhaka. Right, you said this to us once. Now we're saying it to you. Fuck off. Right, he still ain't apologized for it as well, so you can get
Yeah.
lost. And And as for Guendouzi and Torreira, Guendouzi looked like he's about to be sold to Marseille. Yes, Marseille. And which is kind of disappointing. Because I always rated him. He was very good in the midfield. Obviously, Arteta hates him. But I don't know why. But and El Neni, people say El Neni they want to see back El Neni. I don't mind El Neni because
Me neither.
he's a hard worker. He's always he's got 20 minutes of a game, shut a game down and play safe. Brilliant. If sometimes with Xhaka this season, I've rather him starting El Neni because it plays safe, right? Whereas Xhaka's just taking risks. And we've also Torreira. I'd love to keep him, but he doesn't want to be in England, so it looks like he's probably going to be sold at some point. Then we'll get more money for him. So yeah, at the minute we still need to find probably one more player at the centre mid, right? To make sure.
In addition to Bissouma, you mean?
In addition to Bissouma,
yeah.
By how it looks
like. All right.
But I think even if we keep Del Neni, we still need another player.
Caio, let's go to you. I think it's good that Steven spoke because he brought us to a more specific place now. I think Guendouzi is going to be sold for about 14 million, which I mean I knew he was going to get sold. I just think that's very little money for Guendouzi, if I'm being honest. So I wanna ask, like, what are your thoughts on that sale? Because it seems like Arsenal's just in a hurry to sell him, and I don't get it, because 13 mil is not a lot of money, and maybe if we loan him out once again, he'd be going for more money, even though I'm not sure how much time he's got left in his contract. But would you sell Xhaka for 10 million? Because I'll tell you right away, I wouldn't. And those two. And if you think it's worth it, 30 mil plus Nketiah for Bissouma. You can address those three things.
Yeah. I'll start with Bissouma. I think that it's worth it because Nketiah's last contract year, right? Because 30 mil plus Nketiah for a next level DM for our team. I think that's very, 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 very agreeable. Guendouzi last year contract also. So I understand why the 14 million. I would like, ideally, to get more money for him, of course, but his problem, I don't want him in Arsenal anymore.
No, me neither.
If anyone wants to give us 14 million to get rid of our problem, I take that. Also, Xhaka, I would not sell for 10 million, but I don't think we'd have another option right now. So I don't know. This one is a little bit difficult, because ideally, I think we would like to get something like, 20 million, because we paid 40 million for him. That's a lot of money, right? Right now,
it was 35, but
yeah. So it looks like 10 million. It's small amount for Xhaka. I don't know. I would not. I think I would not sell for 10 million, but. If we don't have another option, maybe that's the only thing we can do. Even though, even more so, because Xhaka seems to not want to stay here anymore. Not here in Brazil, at Arsenal. So
he can come to Brazil if it's for the right money. By the way, I'm gonna go to Bargav, but I was gonna add something to that. When it comes to Xhaka, I don't even care about the fact that we're gonna be losing money, because that was like from the second game he played, I knew we were gonna lose money on him. It's just that, I don't think it's gonna be easy to replace him, even though he's not good. I know he's crap, but he's, as we've said multiple times, Nitesh agrees with that, he's our best midfielder the past season. He was our best midfielder. At least when you're talking about CMs and DMs, I think there's a good chance that it would be kind of challenging to replace him with 10 million. So that's that. Like, you're selling for 10 mil, you're gonna have to spend more for that same level. I know you suggested Lisiero yesterday. That was an interesting one. He'd probably cost less.
I'm sorry, that just shows how crap our midfield is.
It does, and we've said that multiple times as well. But it's just that, when you're selling your best performing midfielder, you got to make sure you're selling for enough money so that you can reinvest.
Yeah, but that
And
just
if you
shows
think
how poor it is.
if we sell him for 10, then we'd be selling him for 1/3 of the value which we're going to be spending on his replacement, and we're adding another player to it. So it's actually
I get your
1/4.
point, Marley, but that's I don't disagree with Jose Mourinho here. I wouldn't pay 10 million for him.
Oh, me neither, dude. But you know,
I mean,
like
this guy is useless. I'm sorry.
to each their
Can't
own.
stand
You know,
him.
we got to take care of ourselves. But Bargav, same questions. Would you sell Xhaka for 10 million? Do you think 14 million for Guendouzi is acceptable? And what do you reckon? Do you like the deal with Brighton that we're building? And I'm gonna add another one to that. And if everyone wants to jump in as well, do you think Miguel Aziz is going to be getting more minutes this season? Because I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Is Bargav here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
So as far as the Xhaka question, I think we can at least get 20 million because he's going to a slower league, and I think we should negotiate for more. So it's definitely not acceptable. Guendouzi for 14 is also not acceptable, because that guy could be a world class talent, and then if we give him for 14, we should at least be going for at least 30.
Mhm.
With regard to that, Bissouma is a good option. Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll go to Anthony next. But is anyone aware, like, maybe 14 million makes sense if we're keeping some of him, or if we have a buyback clause or a sale on fee, something like that. If it's 14 million for 100%, yeah, I do not agree with that. I'd honestly just leave him in the club and try to renew his
Even
contract, like see if things improve a little bit. But he is a
even with
troublemaker.
sorry, even with the 10 million that we are getting for Xhaka, it is like total. If you see with add-ons, it is like around 20. So the thing is, they are not giving the base price as a higher one. So I think something similar is happening with Guendouzi. There will be a lot of add-ons as well, but Arsenal doesn't
Yeah.
want add-ons. We want the money up front. And the other thing with respect to both Guendouzi and Xhaka or any like especially Guendouzi is I want a buyback clause in it. If we are selling
I'd want that
Guendouzi,
too.
yeah, if you're selling a young talent, keep a damn buyback clause where we have the first right to say no. Because if 2 years down the line they're trying to sell him and he's performing like he's become a world beater, I want to have him back. So we didn't do with that with Martinez. I don't know why we have not done that. And people say that no going back to your former players. But the thing is, Manchester United went to Pogba, even though there have been some ups and downs with respect to that. We know what class Pogba holds, and if he goes to another club, United would have probably had more problems. But the fact is that you have that buyback clause at times, not just to get back the world class player that you once had, but also so that he doesn't go to any other rival. Like a Pogba at Manchester City, if he started playing under Pep and started performing, Manchester City would be unbeatable probably. So the thing is, sometimes you need to have these clauses to keep a check whether your beast that you created or let go at one point of time doesn't
Yeah.
end up in some other club's hand. Like the situation with Kevin De Bruyne, now at City, Chelsea let him go. They didn't think he was any good. He did something at Wolfsburg, and now he's at Man City. He's their best player.
Yeah. Yeah. I fully agree with that. I mean, it's in big academies like Arsenal's, people get frustrated very easily because we're gonna be selling way more youngsters than we're gonna be using, and a lot of people like shout and like yell for people to put sell-in clauses or back clause and all of these. The thing is, if you do that with every player, you're gonna make a lot less money, right? Because there's a negotiation. But in this situation with Guendouzi, with 1 year left, I feel like the figures would change very little. If we're selling him for this much money, which is not a lot, 14 million, that's peanuts for a player of his quality and his prospect. So I definitely would put we'd have to own a percentage or have a buyback clause. Buyback clause, absolutely. Bargav, were you going to say something? Because I want to hear Anthony on this.
Let's get let's bring Guendouzi back, put him on the bench. Arteta goes at the midway through the season, and
Can't believe you're the one to bring up Arteta, dude. What are you doing?
I didn't say anything.
Well, I'd give him his fix,
I didn't say anything. I said mentioned him all stream.
Yeah, but when you react that happily, we all understand that you were waiting for someone to say that.
No, no. I just like
it's the
someone
effect
finally
of bad
agreeing with
company.
me. Finally
Effect of
agreed.
bad company.
Nah, but seriously though, like I mean, it would be. I think if he does come back, he might actually outlast Arteta.
All right,
Yeah.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Anthony, do you have any different opinions on this? Like, do you actually like the price tags we're talking about? Are you one of those who thinks Xhaka could go for $5 if it was up to you? Like, what are your thoughts?
I think, to be honest with you, if Shaq obviously, if he wants to go, that's him in mind. But I mean, 8 million, I don't think is enough for him. You know, I think it should be more. I think you're talking around about, maybe if it was somewhere between 15 to 18 million, you know, you would definitely think about that. You know, but I mean, to be honest with you, what people don't realise is he's, you know, obviously he plays for us. He was our all right. He was our ex-captain, but he plays for Switzerland as well. He's a captain of Switzerland as well. And you're getting 8 million for that. You know, whoever he
Yeah.
goes to, and that's the off-putting thing. I think Chirara go, or other midfielder. He'd definitely go.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think for Guendouzi, I think 14 million is a joke. I think we should have more than, you know, we should be offered more than 14 million. But I like to give Guendouzi another try, because you know, in the midfield you've got your cams and your DMs. Like Guendouzi, to me, he reminds me of your box to box midfielder, the
Yeah.
style as he plays. Which, in all fairness, if you add that, obviously with your cams, your DM, it's nice to have that sort of balance in the team, especially for
Mhm.
the middle. You know,
Yeah.
obviously the spine of your team. But yeah, I would keep all of Guendouzi. I would give him one more season and see how he, you know, how he plays and all this and that. And you know, I like how he plays. You know, he looks great on the pitch, and I got to be honest, cuz he reminds me of you on the pitch. You know, my favorite cousin from Brazil. That's and that's
You've
that.
clearly never seen me play, dude.
I know, but that makes
It's
me
the
want to keep
hair,
him even
Simone.
more.
It's just
That
the
makes me
hair.
want to keep him even more.
That's fair. That's a great argument. That's a great argument. I'm gonna move on from that, and I'm gonna go to you, Kingside, but I apologize because I'm gonna go with different players now. But just addressing that thing, like I understand wanting to keep him, but the way Guendouzi is, and you can see that he's not an easy player to deal with. I'd only accept that possibility of keeping him for another season if you renewed right now, because you can't let a player like that go into his last year. You can't. You can't. Chances are he's going to be leaving for free. But King Said, let's go to you.
Yeah.
I had another player that I wanted to talk about. What was that? Oh, damn it all. I
Torreira?
cannot. Torreira, yes, exactly him. Because Torreira, like, there's a good chance that Arsenal's gonna go through sort of a PR crisis there. Because he just lost his mom. He wants to go to Argentina. There's no way in hell that Argentina can afford the money we should be getting for him. Sure, we've already accepted that we're gonna lose some money, but we don't want to lose too much, right? So, what would you be doing with Torreira right now? Because he could be useful. It's just that he's not happy, and like you keep him here, he's going to be running out of contract. Do you try to sell him even though that's not what he wants? Do you just do what the player wants because of the whole PR situation with his mom? Like, what would you be doing if you were the Arsenal board right now?
Yeah, first, just very quickly before I jump into Tourelle, I just want to make a few comments regarding Bissouma.
Yeah.
And for me, if we buy Bissouma, we have to sell El Neni. And the reason why I say that is because we can't have Partey, Bissouma, El Neni, Pepe, Aubameyang all go to African Cup of Nations in
Oh,
January.
that's
It will be too big of a loss. And let's not forget that Guendouzi is not coming back. Xhaka is likely to leave. Who's
Yeah.
gonna play in that midfield? It's gonna be empty, and we're gonna lose every game. And I don't want that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Bissouma is not the number one target anymore, because I think they were expecting Xhaka to stay. Now the fact that Xhaka is leaving, it could be a problem with numbers with central midfielders. So I think, but regarding
Like,
Torreira, I do not like Torreira's mentality at all. I'm so tired of this guy. All he does is, ever since he's joined Arsenal, he's been crying in the media. He's homesick. He doesn't like the weather. He can't play as a number 10. You know, it's one issue after the other. Like, and he's not that good as a footballer. For me, the thing with Torreira is that because when he plays on the field, he looks so passionate. He runs around. He likes to tackle. People like him, but if you analyze his game properly, you will see that he's always out of position. He doesn't bring, you can't play him as a lone DM because he's not good
Mm-hmm.
enough on the ball. If you play him, you have to play
Right.
a double pivot. If you play a double pivot, then we lack something going forward. I just don't think he suits Premier League, and I can't wait for he and his drama to just go away. I don't think he will end up in Argentina because it seems like he wants to go there, but they haven't said that they want him. So I don't know. Torreira, when he came first, I thought he was someone who was, a hardcore guy, but you see him cry when Xhaka is getting booed out and all these interviews and his agent. It's too much drama for a player who's not that good, if I make sense. So I would happily just, if he can find a team in Italy. I think it was stupid by Arsenal to not loan him. I think it was it Fiorentina? It was a
It was
team in Italy
Fiorentina. Yeah, they
who
were the most
wanted to
interested.
loan him
Yeah.
for 2 years with an obligation to buy him after the 2 years. We should have just done that. They were ready to pay 19 million. We should have
But
done that
just addressing
because,
that, I
yeah,
think Arsenal wanted to do that, but the minute Simeone jumped in wanting him, I think Lucas just wanted to go to Atletico. I'm pretty sure that's what happened because he was on his way to Fiorentina. No, is that not right, Stephen? I'm sorry, King
No,
Said
no.
hasn't even finished talking
Sorry,
actually.
go on. Sorry, go on.
yeah, it's alright. Now, I think for me, I'm not 100% sure what went and what didn't, but that's where the club have to put their foot down. You owe the player. You tell him either you stay here, you don't play a minute, or you go to Fiorentina. It's up to you. You have 3 years left on your contract. I mean, sometimes
Mhm.
we have to be hard. Sometimes we have to make these decisions as a big club. We can't, we having Guendouzi, pulling the strings, doing what he wants, don't apologize for the manager. We can't have these kids running the club. Someone has to be in charge. And you know what? If you don't behave, you're out.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
go on, Steve.
Yeah, I think with Guendouzi as well. I think he was on his. You could say he was on his way, but as soon as also because obviously last day, we all said he was on his way to Fiorentina, and then last day we activated Partey's release clause, and as soon as we did that, right, Atletico they wanted to find an immediate replacement.
no, it happened the
So
other way.
It was the other way around. Torreira joined Atletico before Partey joined us.
oh, is that the case? Like, so I thought
Yeah.
it was the fact that because we had instigated these withdrawals because I wasn't quite aware of the situation at the time. But
It's just a
as soon as
weird.
I thought it was the other way around. Is that when they the contract were like, what do we do? We need to find
Yeah.
someone. We're about to snatch you from under us.
A
We
lot
wanted
of
to.
people.
Quit.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying we wanted to save money on the Partey deal, so we wanted to sell them Torreira, but they
Yeah.
didn't buy him. They took him on loan, and then they played us, and we played them at the end.
Exactly. A lot of people thought that we're sending them because they needed a replacement, but since it's a buyout clause, didn't really matter. Whatever Arsenal did, if we just spent the money, we'd get the player. But Caio, I think it's a shame that Willian's a Corinthians fan because Arsenal could very easily offer Willian and Torreira for Gabriel Menino for Palmeiras. That would have been fun. That would have been astute business. Probably a win-win for everyone there. bad.
Yeah.
You know,
Not
there's a
for
solution
William,
right
right?
there. What?
William will lose to play for Palmeiras.
That's because he's a Corinthians fan, but it's not like they're doing poorly, you know. So, but
For people who doesn't know, Palmeiras is for Corinthians, just like Tottenham is for Arsenal. So I don't
with the
think he wants to play there.
with the difference being that both Corinthians and Palmeiras are big clubs, and you know Tottenham.
Yeah. Sure.
But
It's probably 10 times more hostile in Brazil than it is in.
with the rivalries, yeah, probably a little more hostile. Okay, we don't have I mean, we've covered most of the recent news. I mean, I don't. Does anyone know enough about Emerson? Because I'd love to see him at right back as well. He's a great alternative for Aaron's, but I think we can get to that the next stream we do, because we spent a long time talking about transfers. I'm gonna do something different here. Also, Kaio's idea, big him up. I want us to talk about the highlights and be that positive or negative of the season. And I want to start with a player. So, Steven, your positive highlight, your best player of the season, your worst player of the season. And in the chat, guys, if you wanna give us your opinion on that
highlight,
as well,
or do you want just the player?
No, I'm saying a player. Highlights, I mean, like, yeah, it's because it's a theme thing.
Okay, so player. Best player for me would be Xhaka.
Feel like that's going to be recurring.
Saka's led that team all season. If it weren't for Tini being injured, I'd say my guy Tini, but
fair enough.
Because I'm half Scottish, so I'm biased. So, but yeah, for me, it's player worst player of the season. Oh my god, there's a long list. It's got to be Willian.
All right.
The guy's a reject. He should just piss off. Get out of my face. Just get out of me.
By the way, guys, for time-saving reasons, I don't want to make this a discussion, right? Like, it's an opinion, not like, because otherwise, like, I can see some shit happening. I don't want that. Caio, my man, what would be? Do you agree with that, or do you have different names?
Yeah, I would agree that Saka is the most important player, but to be different, I will say Smith Rowe, the best player. A lot of energy came from him. The team changed after he started to be irregular, and I would say Ceballos for worst player. I think that
shout.
Yeah, he was bad.
Yeah, you can say that again. All right, great names. Like, honestly, because like, people take a lot of things into consideration, but I honestly feel like the worst player we've had this season is Ceballos. I agree with you. Cousin, what are your thoughts?
Best player, without a doubt, is Saka. I think everybody's going to admit that is Saka.
Yeah.
The worst player.
Sorry, cousin. If you feel like Saka is the hors concours, everyone's going to say that. Say your second place, then.
My second one would be Kieran Tierney. That'd be my second one.
Mm-hmm.
The worst player. God, there's quite a few because we're so shit. I'd have to see what Steven said. I'd have to see Willian.
Right.
But you can put Ceballos in there as well, the same as you. So there's quite a few of them really. So I'll just say Willian.
Right.
And
fair enough.
Yeah. But that's it.
Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go to Nitesh because I think I know his answers and they're a little contrasting, at least for the negative one.
Aubameyang, worst player.
Yeah.
Expectation was the reality. There should be that meme. Expectation, FA Cup, waking up, reality. Him probably fallen flat on his ass on the ground. But
preferably with that haircut that didn't work out.
Yeah, with that worst haircut that I've seen in a long time. Gervinho 2.0. But he literally became Gervinho at the end. But I'm
That's
not.
so
I'm not
sad.
saying that I'm not saying that I hate Aubameyang. I'm not saying that I'm not ready to give him another chance this season. But expectation and the downfall, like from the best player at Arsenal to a guy who doesn't even want care or doesn't even want to try in one season. So Aubameyang all the way. Other players like Willian, Ceballos. Ceballos is a loanee. Yes, if he has a downfall, you say, okay, this guy came to Arsenal on a loan. He's not.
Mhm.
He's not even our captain. So another argument why the captain not doing what he's supposed to do. What will he tell the other guys in the back room or in the backstage, like in the locker room? What will he tell them? Like, you need to perform, but what am I doing? So again, one of the other reasons. And best player, I think Lacazette. After all the abuse that he got right through the season, people wanting him sold. I know Saka is there as well. I'm not disrespecting him. Smith Rowe maybe is a third in my list, but the thing is, without a doubt, Lacazette, I predicted he'll be the top scorer for Arsenal this season. He's done it. Played as a deep falling striker, where he was playing at the start of the season deep in midfield rather than being up leading the line. That is something that Arteta wanted him to do. He did that, and also overall the number of goals, highest scorer for the season.
I love those answers. I absolutely love those answers because it's a different standpoint. Like he's using last season to tell us about what he thinks about this season, right? Because Lacazette hasn't been good for us for a while. Like he was never horrible. Lacazette doesn't really have shit games, just that he doesn't score enough goals. This season he surprised us positively, and Aubameyang, who's been our Lord and Savior, disappointed. So I'm all for that opinion. I like that one. King Said, best and worst.
Yes, for me, I'm gonna go a bit be more controversial because everybody have said Willian, Ceballos, or Aubameyang. I'm going to say Eddie Nketiah, and the reason why I say Eddie Nketiah is because last year in January, Mikel Arteta brought back Eddie, and he was starting as a central striker ahead of Aubameyang and ahead of Lacazette. He did that
Yeah.
for many games. So to go from being a young prospect who's starting ahead of Aubameyang, ahead of Lacazette, to he's not done anything this season. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's been so poor, and you have to question why Arsenal didn't sell him in January. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I mean, West Ham, I think they bid 20 or 25 million, something stupid, stupid amount of money. And we didn't sell him. And at that time, he had 18 months left. Now he has 12 months left. And we'll be lucky if we get 10, 15 million for Eddie.
Yeah.
So
That's a fair
lost
shout.
us
In the
money.
same, yeah.
Yeah. And he played poorly. Best player, for me, the best is quite obvious in Saka. So I'm going to go for my second best player, and it's going to be Kieran Tierney. And the reason why I choose Tierney is because when he's fit, you could say he's arguably our most important player because we use him to be like some kind of a playmaker. So he's the one who should start and finish the attack. He should cross the ball into Aubameyang or, like I said, or whoever's in there. We saw at the beginning of the season and even end of last season who put in some very nice through balls for the attackers to work on. And, he's always passionate. He always gives his all. He plays with heart. He's the ultimate professional. And the fact that he's so humble, you're just impressed by him as a player and as a person. So that's why I say Kieran Tierney. I like that kid a lot, and I think he should be our captain.
I think that's a very popular opinion that Tierney should be the next captain. By the way, Steven, just because I saw your comment there, I'm the one typing as Football United TV here. That wasn't Matt. My bad. My bad.
Oh,
As I've
fuck
said
it up.
before, my channel too, right?
Oh, I was gonna say your boss let you have the keys, did he?
Yo, I'm boss here. I'll cut you, dude. I'll cut you from the stream. Respect.
Guys,
Respect.
Matt's the
Speaking
boss.
facts.
Matt's the boss.
Dude. We're partners. As
We
I've
get
stated
partner bonus.
before, I'm sure Matt would be a lovely boss. It's just not what's happening here. We're partners. Has anyone not answered? I think Bargav, you're the last one to go.
Yeah, so the best player I think has been Saka, but the most consistent, I think, sadly, I have to give him a shout out because he's just best of a bad bunch, is Granit Xhaka. He's been there for so many games this
my
year.
God.
I mean, we would have been terrible, even
This is
more
like you
terrible.
saying
if he wasn't
Ferrari are
there,
good
so.
enough to win the next race.
Look, that's why I said I hate to give him a shout out, but he actually, let's be honest, he played what? How many games has he played? He must have played the most games for us this year.
31
That doesn't
games
make it good.
Bargo.
in the league.
I think listening to that comment, by the time Steven comes on his next stream, he'll be bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling my
But
hair
you
out
gotta
that
give it
one.
up to him. I mean,
No.
in that sense, like he's been there. He's
Done.
been available, and the best thing sometimes you can have is availability. So in that sense, yeah, I'll give him the most consistency.
I'd rather he not be available.
Yeah.
I'll play Aziz
Now,
instead.
as far as the worst player goes, I mean, I think this is a tough one, right? Because I think the worst player has probably been Runerson in terms of, but for what's expected of him, I think it was probably Aubameyang this year. Probably Willian and Aubameyang. So it's like a tie, but for what they actually have, for their actual play for their positions, I think it's Runners.
Yeah.
It was a great goal that he gave up to Mahrez, by the way. Amazing goal.
Yo, I'm pretty sure Takim, you just told me to slap Steven. I would if I could, mate. By the way, I do not condone
Talk.
violence.
Try it, boys. Try it.
All right. It's a geography problem. I would if I was present, like that. I don't accept that kind of disrespect. Come on. But
Probably,
all right.
I was just adding, probably Arsenal had a deal with Mahrez. We let in that goal, you sign for us.
I'd probably take that.
That was one of the worst goals I've ever seen.
Right. You know what? Going the other way around. Starting with you, Bargav. Goal of the season.
Goal of the season. The Saka goal, like, was it against? I'm trying to decide who it was against. Who was it against? I think it was against Leeds, where he cut through like 3-4 defenders and then just no. And then he set up Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang actually scored that one, right?
I think that's ringing a bell.
It's hard to remember Aubameyang this season.
Yeah, no, but that goal was actually like because we really needed a goal, and then I think Saka cuts through through the entire defense, and then places a pass and scores, or gave it to Aubameyang and scores. I forget which one it was.
Mm-hmm. Right, that's a good shout. Saeed, you have a different answer?
I'm not gonna lie. It's hard.
I'm sorry to put you guys in the spot. Yeah, on the spot. I know it's tough.
It's very hard to remember. I mean, Xhaka's free kick against Chelsea wasn't bad. I like Tierney's goal against West Brom. That was a good one, and I liked Pepe's goal against Sheffield United when he combined, I think, with Willian, and then he went through like 3-4 players and binned it in the corner. But what I will do is I'll give you an answer next week. I'll check the goals again and then I'll decide.
That sounds
good. The season was so bad. You haven't thought about the positive things,
Before I go on, 6 people watching right now. Once again, like, share, subscribe, please, guys. We're working really hard here to give you guys some solid entertainment about Arsenal, about football as a whole. Who's probably going to be making some lists of goal of the season, but every single goal he scored was kind of like in matches that weren't that important. El Neni has scored some bangers this season.
Yeah,
He did. He
but
did. He did. He scored some bangers. I mean, I'm not even gonna point to people now. Does anyone have a different shout for goal of the season? Because I don't want to put people on the spot.
Yeah, I have shout for a miracle goal that you will never barely see Arsenal score one in a season, probably maybe in 5 seasons. That
Mm-hmm.
Gabriel header versus Wolves, when he rolled his neck back and he headed it into the back of the net. That was like Arsenal scoring headers where rarely happens. So I think I will rate that. The easy option would have obviously been Tierney versus West Brom, but I will
Yeah.
rate that header for Gabriel as like the goal of the season, because
No.
Arsenal and headers, not a match made in heaven, definitely.
All right. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. It's a good answer. Anyone else with a different goal that we haven't named yet? Go ahead, Steven.
Could say, I think Pepe's goal against Crystal Palace with bandit top bins. Was it that one?
Hmm?
Or was it, Pepe just recently? Was it before the end of the season? He put one at the top bins. Was it Brighton? Or was it Crystal Palace? I'm not sure.
Brighton, not
Brighton.
Palace.
Could say that one. That was a brilliant goal. Well worked. His goal against Palace actually, like from like the throw-in, right, and then weaved his way into the box and put it in below the corner, just giving up many plays. But for me, because you didn't expect it from him, Tierney, but my guy Tierney, like
Yeah.
he got fed up with everyone fucking it up in front, so he decided I'm doing it myself, and like just moved like there's no one there, right, and he was about as cold as that weather on that for that goal. About as cold as that weather, honestly. Brilliant goal, and yeah, that's why if it worked for Saka, he'd be my player of the season. But
All right. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
there can be a video like who did it better, Tierney versus Pepe. Tierney
yeah,
did it for that goal. Pepe did it against Palace.
All right. Well, guys, we'll be wrapping up soon, but I have a couple of other things. Moment of the season, guys. Moment of the season. I take it a couple of people are gonna name moments that have nothing to do with Arsenal, but I have to accept that because we don't have a lot of remarkable positivity, this season that just finished. But I'll appreciate if you can name a good moment that you appreciated with the Gunners, though. Caio, let's start with you.
Moments of the season. I would say that Arsenal's win against Tottenham in the second leg, it was a good moment, and I would like to stick with Arsenal, not talk about other teams. So as you chose me first, I will take the easy answer and say Arsenal win against Tottenham.
All right. Yeah, that's a relatively easy answer. Sure. Everyone's gonna. I'm never mind. Steven, come up with the moment of the season, dude. Don't look at me like. Don't be a butt.
When Steven turned from Arteta into Arteta out.
yeah, that's probably one of them.
It's,
Maybe it's
I got
either
one,
like
Cos. Beating
um,
Chelsea.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna
that,
say the same.
yeah, half of that could have been down to Frank Lampard, to be honest.
Not that one, the
Um,
Tuchel one.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that game against Tottenham, but what does it mean? There's no real positives, and I can take it from the season at all. So you could say that one, but it's not really a highlight for me, to be honest. I should be expecting to beat Tottenham.
guys, before I go to anyone else, Caio, my man, I just saw that you have to go. I was fast, right? Like that was right on time. Dude, obrigado. Thank you so much for coming as always. We have a Arsenal, like a Brazil Arsenal show in the works, or at the very least an episode. So you guys are gonna see a panel full of Brazilians talking about the Gunners at some
Jesus
point.
Christ, I've got to keep going, man.
But yeah, Caio, thanks as always, my man. You're always welcome here. Can't wait to be on your podcast as well. I'm gonna give you
I'd love to
the
go
I'm
on
gonna
that as well.
give you the room just so that you can shout out where people can find you before you go.
Thanks, guys, for having me again. Everyone can find me at Twitter at AFC_FOCO. It was a pleasure. Thanks.
Right. Thank you, man. Thank you, as always. How do I take this out? But yeah, man, you're always welcome here. All right. There he goes. Um, let's go to. By the way, Stephen, come on. It was supposed to be something positive. Look at how you sounded when you were talking about moment of the season, dude.
Tell me
Dude.
something positive from the season.
Mhm.
Someone tell me.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish the
I'm
stream
sorry,
and go
man.
look for antidepressants, dude. Come on.
That's what it's
Uh,
making me do. I feel fucking I'm on that antidepressants as it is.
All right, so
Right. I'm sorry, man. I can't take anything from this season. I can't. Just forget about
all
it.
right. King Said, with a beautiful young family like yours, it's gonna be tough to name an Arsenal moment that made you happy, right? Because you have happiness outside of football. That's probably what you go with. But
Yeah, I was gonna say when my daughter interrupted Steven's dream, but
Oh
Steven
yeah,
knows.
that was beautiful. I'll take that one actually. I'll say that one.
I would say when we won 1-0 at Old Trafford, and the reason why I say that is because it was the beginning of the season. We were still high in the league, and we hadn't won there for years. And I just can't stand Man United. So yeah, and because Talk Man U is here, I just have to remind him that Ole still hasn't won against Arteta. So
No, he still didn't even won a trophy compared to Arteta.
yeah, I
See,
just I just had to rub
this
that
can be
in.
this can be pointed in the positive moments. Fans
Yeah.
trolling Ole with Arteta's name. Arteta out fans.
Yeah, yeah,
Cuz.
and let's not forget that Ole spent 300 million over 3 years, 0 trophies. Just want to make that clear. But yeah, the win at Old Trafford, because all the other wins were at a point where the season was already dead. At least
It didn't
then
matter
there were
anymore.
still hopes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Sounds good. Cousin, even though you became a grandfather, allegedly, that baby's way too good looking to be your grandkid, mate. It makes no sense. But
Thank you, mate.
moment of the season.
Moment of the season. Actually, to be honest with you, Charlie, I got two. If I can give them to you. The first one
course.
was beating Chelsea 1-0. I think that was Tunchel's second or third game in charge, I think, or something like that. And the other one is the ex-Arsenal manager with Villarreal beating Man United in the final 11-10 and penalties. Sorry, Talk Man U, but that's how it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh,
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Nice one there, Tony.
It's not bad the guy that can't even score penalties, let alone save them.
They're going to probably clip that and then go the reverse way when Villarreal beat us on the United channels.
Nah.
Fair enough.
It could be worse. You could employ Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the subway where you can't make a sub in 100 minutes.
Nitesh, give us some positive.
Positives from the season. I have
No,
to.
no, just your moment of the
I
season.
know. I'm
yeah.
just saying
Winding me
moment
up
of
all
the
the time.
No, that is just like a day job. But what I'm trying to say is, with respect to like positive, there are 2 positives and 3 negatives. You can choose any one. 2 positives is one, Thomas Partey signing. Even though it didn't work out well, the response of the fan base was crazy. Everyone was happy about it, very happy in fact, and overjoyed by that signing. The second one, obviously, the Chelsea win, where everyone was gassing up Tuchel on social media, and everything came out like their bubble was bursted. So 2 positives. There are 3 negatives. One, Son crying after Spurs lost the League Cup final. Bruno Fernandes crying after United lost the Europa League final. I mean, I'm not a supporter of them crying, but the fact that you can say in a way, it conveyed the message that the fan base was going through at that point of time, and like in that sense, it made me happy because they are rivals. And the last one was probably the fact that Ole is still trophyless in the last 4 years.
All right. Please don't hit me, guys. But I should remind you, we won a title this season. So
That's a shield. That's a shield.
That should have been
Community
mentioned,
shield.
guys. Come on. How can you not mention a title You know,
What
if you're
title?
United, if you're Tottenham, you should be celebrating titles like those.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about the Community Shield.
Oh, get out of it! Really?
That was you could probably read it in my
Is
face
that
that I
how
was
low
joking.
Arsenal's
By the
become
way,
now? Is it? Come on.
Yo,
Maybe never
that
Tottenham
get
is
doesn't
how
one
low
even
now.
Arsenal's
know.
come. That is how
Tottenham
low
doesn't
Arsenal's
even know
come.
what it means to play in the Community Shield. They don't win shit. Then you have to win shit to play in there.
No, but I'm sorry. This is how low Arsenal become. We worry about Community Shields now. We shouldn't worry about it at all. Come on, get a grip.
Right, here's a comment from Takemu. Just wait until next season. We're gonna relegate you. Yo, my man, Talk. Thank you so much for the support. You've been commenting a lot. I heard you like Lily Allen, so I'm gonna sing you a bit of a song for you. Fuck you. Fuck you very, very much. We're not getting relegated, dude. We might finish 15th or something. I wouldn't like that,
Just
but we're
come back
not
when you
getting
won a trophy,
relegated.
mate.
This is Arsenal, mate. This is Arsenal. Not getting relegated. By the way, guys, big up Takemu, because this artwork behind our faces here was done by him. He's a master, dude. It's just phenomenal. So thank you so much, dude. Even though I just told you to go fuck yourself, I love
big
you so
respect
much.
to Talk, man. He's such a wonderful guy, man.
Nah, dude,
I only
you're a
got love for
saint.
him, but the banter has to be there. And
Yeah, we should have like a Darth Vader moment, come over to the dark side and switch over, like for Talk Manu.
Yeah, we should probably try to convert him, but you know, like I'm not sure I would do something like that, something so evil to someone I like so much.
He's still like Tolly.
But hey, guys, you know,
just a quick question, yeah. What's your thought on England having 4 right back but only 2 central strikers? Does that make any sense?
No, that is Gareth Southgate all over.
He's going to play a false 9. It's the new trend.
Oh my god!
I'll tell you what, that is on him all over, and I've got to actually update my player ratings actually, and to put all the new players in. So.
All right, guys. We've gone over 100 minutes here, so I'm gonna wrap it here. I'm gonna give you guys each a chance to shout out your socials, to tell us where to find you, what projects you're working on. I'm gonna start with the one that I think is furthest away from me right now. Nitesh, my man.
Yeah, you guys can find me. Thank you for having me on. It's always good to be here and banter other clubs and Steven. But you guys can find me on Beyond the Post on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We are planning something for the Euros. Like, we are going to discuss a few of the squads of at least some of the contenders and the champions, Portugal, obviously. So you guys can check that out, and if you can drop in a comment or your opinion and views and join in for the streams, that would be great. And I'm not going to say Arteta in right now and get back into that debate, but I'm going to say I hope the club backs the manager, puts in money, because Arsenal needs players, new players. Thank you.
All right, thank you, man. Thank you. You're always welcome here. It's always quality. You always bring. It always makes us laugh because of this rivalry you have with Steven. By the way, thank you so much for being his rival, because I got sick of it. Couldn't stand anymore.
You're still my rival, mate.
I can't match Steven's energy, dude. I could never.
Mate, here's the problem, right? I'll just say
what?
This now.
What's the problem?
Right? I'm that sort of guy. Like, I don't give in to anything. I don't. I keep fighting no matter what. So you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win. Just remind you, mate. Just remind you.
Okay.
You've got the overlay, by the way.
Hope you keep that mentality for the Euros. I'm sure England's gonna do very well. All right. Anthony, mate. I know you don't really care about this, but please do shout out wherever people can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. You can find me on the Stephen Featley Show. I'm on there. You can find me on with Charlie and Matt Show as well. You can find me on here as well. So, and I'm always around somewhere. So,
okay. Cousin, just a quick tip, because you did say, like, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Those are big places, and you did not give a name for people to follow you. So if you actually want them to find you, you should probably shout that out.
Put it
Oh,
in
right.
the
Okay.
name.
Yeah. It's basically is Anthony Herbert, and that's it. Just that's my name. You can find me on there on Facebook and Instagram.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Do give him a follow. He's my cousin, my dear cousin, King Said, who hasn't been here for. I mean, I think it's your first time in the. It is your first
Yeah.
time in this
Yeah,
show, but I
yeah,
hope it's the first of many, my man.
yeah, definitely. I'll try and join as much as I can for
Yeah.
sure. It's a great show. I enjoyed
Thank
it a
you.
lot today. Shout out to everybody that's joined and everybody that's watching. Whether it's live or later on. And just don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel.
Big up, big up, big up. Thank you, man. Thank you. You're always welcome, Bro Gav.
Yeah, so I started a retirement channel. It's called
Yes.
BK Reflections. If you don't mind putting the link
I
in.
am employing Willian, Luis, and the Arsenal players.
Yeah, currently I'm. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I guess I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to just reflect on things. But right now, I guess I'm covering the. I'm working on watching the NHL playoffs. There's a lot of good hockey going on right now, so just focused on that before the Euros. So there's some. Hopefully my local team can get the Stanley Cup again. So looking forward to that.
All right. Yeah, do check it out. And like you asked me to put the link here. I mean, I'm sort of a noob, but I'll talk to you later, and I will do exactly what you're asking for sure.
You mean like just in the chat? I mean, just in the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Yeah. I'll pull up the link in a second.
Check it out. I like to. I'll probably post stuff every day. Like probably for like a little bit just to see what the results of the game. Keep up with it.
Just in case you missed what he said, Steven helped us out here. That's his Instagram, Anthony's. If you want to follow him, right? That, and now Steven. Steven, where can we find you?
You can find me on SVT TV. You can find me also here and other places where I want to help out. Really, really hard stream to do. Yes, earlier today,
Sure.
but it had to be done. So please go and check that out. It's a really telling story, heartbreaking but telling, which explains the reason why I still do YouTube and I do what I do. But yeah, shout out to Matt Marley. What you're doing is like doing bits, and yeah, and everyone could be my rival. They ain't gonna win.
How many days till the US Grand Prix again?
Oh, the US Grand Prix. I haven't got a clue. At some point in October. But anyway, we've got the F1 coming up this weekend, and we've also got. We're gonna be doing Euros, obviously. Obviously, as well as the F1. So, right, doing every stream for F1 as well.
Right. Yeah.
See you Sunday.
By the way, this is Bargav's channel. Duce, I'm gonna connect the face to the comment. That makes more sense. Yeah, if you can check it out, please do support him. And that's it, guys. We've given you a way to follow all of these guys. Please stay tuned to Football United TV. We've got a lot of exciting content coming up. Sorry. Probably going to start a show with Mathieu. That's going to be quite exciting. I have other things in the works as well. Probably a show just like this for Liverpool fans as well, because the last of the three Reds that hasn't been represented yet in our channel. So yeah, stay tuned. Support all of these guys, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Gonna send us off now, but yeah, that's it, guys. United we fly, and ciao.